Hello, sixth graders, and welcome to Folks Middle School. My name is Lori Garcia, and I will be your sixth grade ELA teacher this year. I am also a new stallion, so I'm looking forward to sharing some really exciting new adventures with all of you. I have spent the last 2 years at Scarborough Elementary, so I'm sure some of you are watching this video thinking, wait, she looks kind of familiar. Yes, I am formerly Coach Garcia from Scarborough. So again, this is my first year here at Folks, and I am super excited to be a stallion. I love everything about ELA, so this is absolutely perfect. I was a part of the Scarborough PTA board for 6 years, and I'm very proud to say this is my third year with the Folks PTA board. So I encourage all of you to become student members and your parents to become members of our PTA. It is an amazing organization and does so much for our school. I am a born and raised Texas girl. I'm actually from a very small town by the name of Kingsville, Texas, which is just a few miles south of Corpus Christi. So I had the pleasure of growing up very close to the beach, which means I absolutely love swimming. I love watching movies, I like reading, and I love, love, love coffee. I can drink it all day long. That is not an exaggeration at all. I can drink it all day long. I have a son in eighth grade, Nicholas, and my daughter Cameron is in sixth grade. And I have two very needy but very, very cute cats that you'll see here. So that's a little bit about me. I can't wait to get to know all of you. But let's get into a look at what you are going to be learning in ELA this year. So the sixth grade ELA course emphasizes some very basic fundamental skills. We'll be diving into reading, writing, speaking, listening, thinking, organizing, and presenting. These are just a few examples of what we're going to be writing this year. Some how-to papers, some persuasive essays, some letters. We will be reading some novels, poetry, short stories, articles. Since we are using technology, we will be looking at some online articles. And vocabulary, we will be discussing types of vocabulary words, learn some new words, and review some frequently misspelled words. Schoology. I know everyone is very nervous, anxious, maybe even excited to dive into Schoology this year. So let's learn just a little bit about it. Schoology is our virtual classroom for this year. All of your daily assignments, any updates or announcements, or any information that I need to share with you will be posted on Schoology daily. All of your assignments will then be resubmitted online. So anything that I post on Schoology will get submitted onto Schoology. We will meet virtually every day for the first 15 minutes of class for some fun interactive activities, some brain breaks, some warm-ups. Then after the activity, you will then complete all of your assignments on your own throughout the rest of the day. You will be able to contact me through email, or you can comment on any of the announcements or assignments that I post. There's usually a comment box at the bottom, so feel free to leave any comments or ask me any questions, and I will get to them as soon as possible. I know this seems like a very challenging task for us all to take on. We're all kind of learning together, and I'm sure that it's going to be very exciting. Some of our class expectations for our virtual classroom: be prepared. Always log in on time, have your materials ready, make sure your microphones are muted unless otherwise instructed. Be respectful. You will show your teacher and your classmates respect by listening quietly when everyone is speaking. Use the chat box to ask questions, or you can always just raise your hand like this and I will get to your questions. We're not always going to agree on everything, and I think that's probably the one thing we can definitely agree on. Everyone has different opinions, but we need to be sure we are respecting and valuing everyone else's opinions. I do expect you to participate actively in class. When we have discussions, we have games, we have activities. I want you to get creative. I want to get our brains going. So I do expect everyone to participate in class. And of course, being responsible for completing your work, submitting everything in on time, staying organized. And if you have any questions, please be sure you ask. Our campus classroom expectations look very, very similar. Being prepared, arriving to class on time, stay seated quietly, being respectful again, raising your hand if you have any questions, actively participate in class discussions, and then again, being responsible by having all of your work completed on time and staying organized. This is our bell schedule. I will briefly go over it. This is something that you can definitely take a look at over the weekend with your parents, get a little more familiar with the schedule that you're going to be following. Tutoring for ELA will be during these days and times, Monday 4:15 to 4:45 and Wednesday 8 to 8:30. All of our tutoring will be done virtually while we're doing distance learning. And please make sure you or your parents contact me to make arrangements. If neither of these days and times work for you, we can definitely find another option that fits everyone's schedule. For supplies for our virtual classroom, as you can see, very minimal. Most basic thing you need is an electronic device with a camera. Headphones are optional. It's really more for your convenience. If you need a little quieter environment, you can have your headphones in. We just need to make sure that we can all hear you. Paper composition book, spiral, index cards, those things I put just as a suggestion. I'm a very visual learner. I love to take notes when I'm listening to presentations or when I'm seeing something on my screen. I'll jot notes down just so I can kind of go back over it at my own pace. So those are just suggestions. They're definitely not required. And then of course a pen or pencil and highlighter if you do plan on taking notes. We also have our sixth grade supply list up for when we resume in-class instruction. So you have a whole list of items that you will need to get there. Here are some links on where to follow Folks Middle School. We have the Folks website information, the Twitter handle at NISD Folks, and then our Folks PTA Facebook page. I highly recommend you follow, or your parents, I should say, follow the Folks PTA Facebook page. It always has the latest information that is released from the school. They are there to answer questions. They give out event information and all the latest details. So it's definitely a good place to keep up to date with information about the school. So that about covers it. I know that is a lot of information and it's all kind of coming at you at once, but believe me, we are going to get through it one day at a time. I cannot wait to meet all of you and see your faces on Monday morning, and I'm sure we are all going to have a great year.